Not a full sunlight day again today. Not much time to actually film all the plants and stuff because it'll be changing really fast. And what did I read today? How about this one? Apparently there was a report of a drone crashing into an airplane, and I guess it's not what you expected, or maybe some people this is what you expected exactly. This one says pilots of United Boeing 737 MAX 9 report a strike with a drone on takeoff from San Francisco. United Flight UA1003 to Denver returned to San Francisco after the aircraft hit a drone. On March 23, 2024, the United Boeing 737 MAX 9 was on the initial climb when the pilots reported they had probably hit a drone. The aircraft climbed to 5,000 feet when the pilots contacted the tower and requested to return to SFO. The flight was vectored back to SFO on runway 28R. While the crew was not sure about the damages, pilots didn't request any ground assistance. So you can hear actually, I guess, the communication of them realizing, hey, something hit us, and I think it's a drone and all that too.
Hey, we got a problem. We just hit a drone. Stand by for a second. We'll go to NorCal, but we got to see what we're doing here.
Okay, and you said you hit a drone?
I think so. United 1003, we're going to need some vectors around here to figure out what's going on. We may have hit a drone. We're trying to figure out what would happen. United 1003, we're ready for the approach. And, you know, just to be on the official side here, I guess we will declare an emergency. There's no damage to the aircraft, I don't think, but we also don't know. So we could put that on file. United 1003, roger.
And as you would expect, a lot of people would use this, for example, and say, there's your example. This is why you need harsh regulations. What an irresponsible flyer. Remote ID everyone and so forth, correct? But here's the twist, or what I would say, maybe it's not a twist because it's so common. Apparently, it says here, the report came back, it wasn't a drone. It says the FAA finally reported a bird strike, damaging the pilot's side window.
Off 23, their aircraft reported some type of wildlife run across 19 left. Proceed on runway 1 meter left. Hold short of runway 2 right.
But it's a great example too, I thought, on how you just hear the story so much. People fear-mongering the tech. It doesn't matter if it's a toy and so forth. It's just ingrained into people's head like, oh my God, these things are so dangerous. They're deadly weapons. Everything that I guess strikes a plane now, even if you don't know what it is, you just automatically say it's a quote drone. I mean, I mentioned it before, you can go to any other topic in life. This is how like prejudice and discrimination and stuff like that kind of develop. You keep repeating like this kind of narrative and it's ingrained in people's minds afterwards. Like who cares about the facts? Just immediately say, okay, you think it was this and that and so forth. But will people change afterwards when you keep reading stories like these? It's just been so consistent where everyone says it's a quote drone, but it ends up being nothing or something else. And this was kind of interesting, I thought. As you know, when it comes to things like drones, especially in places like the US, there are proposals to literally ban companies like DJI, with the explanation being it's a security hazard, for example. It's associated with China, the Communist Party could take your data and all that. So why this was interesting, as I've been getting a lot of messages about this drone product here. And when you look at it at first, you'd be wondering, is this a DJI product? Apparently, it's not technically one. It's this called the Specta Air, and it looks literally like the Mavic Air 3 when you look at all the specs, the way it's designed and so forth. But you can see here, like it's advertised for $1,199. They also clearly advertise, for example, the camera has 2 lenses. I mean, what does that remind you of? Especially with the design and the look of it. For example, the wide and mid telelens, dual cameras. And as well, in terms of things like the flight time, you'd be wondering, 46-minute flight time. Again, if you look at this with the Air 3 in comparison, it's virtually similar by the looks of it. And even when people are commenting online, the people that bought it, it seems like they're even saying, okay guys, this is literally like a DJI product. So the question is this actually DJI, where this is, let's just say, a quote shell company of sort, even though I believe this company has been around in other ways for a while? Is this DJI's way to get around, let's just say, any potential bans in the future? And doing a little bit more, I guess, digging, when you look at things like the FCC applications and all that, you can see this company has a mini drone coming out too. My assumption it will be something like the Mini 2 or the Mini 3 and so forth. And in terms of who registered it, in terms of the company location and all that, it says is registered by Cogito Tech Company Limited, and it's from Hong Kong. Yeah, so it makes you wonder, do you think this is DJI, where they're using this as a way to get around any potential bans and stuff in the future where they can still sell their products and all that? I mean, just look at it, like the app and all that as well is too similar, isn't it? I mean, you can't technically say 100%, okay, you know for sure DJI is behind this, but this is a little too coincidental, isn't it? And would you buy this product as well? That's another question. Let's just say everything is virtually identical in terms of the parts and stuff like that. Would you get this one over a DJI drone? It kind of reminds me how in a lot of, I guess, industries actually, the products come from the same warehouse as an example. The only difference is they slap a different label and branding on it. So would you think DJI has anything to do with this? I think what's weird as well, let's just assume they don't have anything to do with this. With how similar everything is, it looks like a direct rip of their software and like the hardware design and so forth. You would think most companies would issue some kind of cease and desist. But if they're just letting it slide, I guess that just adds to the potential facts where, okay, well, something's going on, maybe they're okay with it in this way for whatever reason, which doesn't make sense in that regards if they truly don't have anything to do with it anyways. All right, see you guys later.